back to live. Why are we live? Because we got a couple of announcements for you. Plus, I wanted to get this up as soon as possible. There's a couple of things I want to talk about. These are the Canis Lupus from Venete over at Card Mechanic. Absolutely fantastic. Let's go ahead and take a look here. It's gonna be a couple of nice things to talk about today. So we are live. If anybody wants to join us. Let me take a second here to get my station figured out. Point that down a little bit. Pull this back. Get it lined up. There we go. Fantastic. Here we are. Here we are. We are live. So if you saw my video earlier on today, you saw that we had a project come out for you guys. I've been looking forward to that. And then I was over at David's, so you got to see his little setup that he's got going on. I did a couple of trade-offs for cards. I let's just say that I won out this week because I got a lot of great stuff. So we're gonna open up the Canis Lupus live for you guys so that you can see, as long as I can keep my hand on them. But don't worry, we've got multiple packs here, so if we drop them, we'll have something open. So I don't know if anybody's going to be able to join, but that's not what this is about. This is more of an announcement video. I like to do interactions and things like that. If you guys are out there, that's fantastic. But today, my earlier video was all about my personal deck. This video is going to be all about the Canis Lupus Alpha Edition from Venete Sapaha. I apologize if I mispronounced your name, but this is Card Mechanic here on YouTube. I will bloop right up top here for you guys, just so you can go check them out. Now, there's a couple of things to talk about with this box. Absolutely love the purple. Okay. Love the design here, the wolf. On the side, you have the strength of the pack is the wolf. So for any of you guys who are into that spiritualism or fantasy, high fantasy, we've talked about that before, you probably have this concept of your spirit guide or your spirit animal. And the wolf is very popular for that. It is not my personal spirit guide, but that is something that we will talk about maybe never, but just thought I'd throw that out there. I do in fact like wolves, for instance, in the Wheel of Time book series by Robert Jordan. One of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character, is Piranabara, who is a wolf brother. So I absolutely love that. I've watched Twilight. I have not read all of the books, but still, the wolf dog things that were in that were great. So here's the back design for you, just like that. So there's a little bit of a border going on there. And on the bottom, we've got Canis Lupus Alpha Edition. So I'm guessing he's going to go Alpha, Beta. It really works out really nicely since it's a play on the pack, right? So I absolutely love that. I love the purple, and I love that he goes with the amethyst. I wish we had the opportunity to get the amethyst gems that come with the amethyst edition, but we just went for a half brick of the standard pack. So let's go ahead and open it up here. Nice little phrase here. A wolf doesn't concern itself with the opinions of sheep. So a little bit of a quote for you from one of my other all-time favorite authors is David Gummel, right? This was Waylander, and Waylander was an assassin. And there's a lot of overtone of like religion of a different sort in these books. But there was a conversation between Waylander and a priest. And this kind of it's still one of those moments that sits with me. And how the conversation kind of went was, that, in the world you have sheep and wolves, right? And, you have regular people who are sheep, and then you have wolves that are like the hunters, things like that. And the priest basically accused Waylander of being a wolf because he used to just be a simple farmer. And then the wolves came. And the priest said, well, and now you're a wolf who preys on sheep. And he's like, no, nobody pays for sheep. So he's an assassin that hunts the wolves. So, and he calls himself an eagle. Anyhow, if you like, reading and stuff, I highly recommend it. For character development, it's absolutely fantastic. So, let's take these out of the box. Inside of the box is plain here. Let's see. So, looking at the Jokers, we've got the writing on there at the bottom that is in purple. Same thing here as well. Put those there. Here is your power pip with Canis Lupus written down at the bottom. And I think everything, yeah. So we do have a little bit of a color change there. A little bit of a purple. There's the King of Spades. That's the neat addition there. Okay, now here is where we're going to start talking about where things kind of vary, because I've already had a chance to play with this deck while I was at David's house. And there are a couple of things that I do want to point out. It's hard to not learn these things while you're going about it, especially with what we do here. So there's the purple. I love the purple color. I love everything about it. The faces are pretty much the same, except for that change in color. Back to the clubs, just like that. Here are the diamonds. We have an extra King of Diamonds. This one's holding an amethyst gem. Okay, let's take a look here. Canis Lupus Alpha Edition. An alpha wolf can be violent and assertive when the situation calls for it. But, for the most part, it leads with strength, mettle, and heart. And there's a QR code there on the bottom that takes you to a special thing on the website for those of us who have pre-ordered the deck. We will be able to join that pretty soon. So there was a little bit of a bonus in there, which I absolutely love that was included. Now, there's two things that I want to point out about this deck that I think are necessary for you to know, if just details that are important. One is that depending on the lighting that you're in, like if I have the cards up to my face like this, the purple looks black. So I love how color is interpreted by the eyes. Okay, trying to reproduce that here when we have all this natural, when we have my soft boxes here. So basically what happens is if you've got the cards up like this, the purple might actually look black because there's not enough light to reflect off from it. So that is kind of cool in the sense that if you're showing somebody cards and there's not enough light, then on one hand, they might look at it and they might say, okay, I know I have a heart or diamond, but when you're doing whatever you're doing, it might look black to them, so they might not notice because there's not enough of a distinction between the black and the purple. I'm not overly concerned because I absolutely love the purple color, so to me, that's fine. You can kind of use that. A lot of people just like the contrast that you get from a color change that you might not necessarily get unless you have a lot of light from this particular deck. So keep that in mind. Now, the other thing that we were concerned about is that some of the borders on the cards for the deck that David has was very askew. Let's just put it that way. Now, I don't know if there's some type of special reason for that or if it was just in the printing. It looks like so far for this deck that it looks fine. Because he had some pretty bad ones where it was like crooked. The back was crooked. Very interesting because I'm not seeing that with these ones. Yeah, so that's fine. I mean, they look pretty good. I'm just going through the backs one at a time to see if there's anything that looked as bad as David's. And to be honest, he must have, there was something about the one that he got that, let's say for instance, like, well, I guess his were like crooked, like tilted, but on these ones you can kind of just tell that they're a little low, because there's more space at the top, which is fine. I know a lot of people, I've heard people talk about how bicycles were like that, and that's because they're mass produced. They're beautiful cards, but because they're mass produced, everybody loves them. If they're all flawed, then who cares type of situation. Back in the day, I guess, magicians used to look for that, because then they basically had a free marking system built right into the deck because they were flawed, defects. Nowadays, a lot of people look for perfection in what they do, so looking at this back design, absolutely flawless. Got that purple on there with these nice kind of just contrast of the white with the wolf there. So I love that. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is the Jokers here. So the Jokers have this lifelike bust of the wolf, and it looks like a chess piece. And the one chess piece actually has a reveal on it. Down, way down there, is the Two of Spades. And David was performing this, and it's something that I would have to go out and do and try to. He performed it with like friends and family, obviously, but it's not like he said he actually had to point it out to people. People didn't notice that it was there, whereas with other Jokers that we've seen, people will be like, "Hey, there's a card sitting there," like on the slow hands. So in this case, it's almost like the Two of Spades goes unnoticed, which is not terrible. Again, you can always turn something to the positive, which is fine. So in this case, what David and I were talking about is he was trying to put together a little trick on how he would utilize that. And I gave him a couple of pointers. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to give him a little bit of a challenge, because as I've pointed out, I do have the ability to get you guys on split screen. I can invite you to my live streams. So if any of you guys are interested in coming onto the live stream and showing us a trick, kind of like Spidey Hypnosis, but not as big, because he's got a lot of stuff going on over there. But in this case, if you're interested in coming on and doing a little bit of a trick for us, then we'll work it out. We'll figure that out for you. So these are the Canis Lupus. How do they feel? Absolutely fantastic. We do got a little bit of a thing there. And of course, we've got a nice little close-up pad. Ooh, look at that. How nice is that? Let's look at that turnover right there. Isn't that beautiful? New. Smell like new. So the Canis Lupus cards by Vineet Sapaha. Still trying to learn his last name. Yeah, Sapaha. Over at Card Mechanic, we're going to go ahead and link you to that. We'll have it up in the description, and then we'll have it up top here. Now, there's two more things that we want to talk about in this video that you guys may be interested in. Go ahead and in the next couple of weeks, once David and I, well, not next couple of weeks, next couple of days probably, David and I are working on a project, because the Canis Lupus is open for you guys to purchase, and there is a pay it forward type of thing going on right now, where if you can actually pay for a deck of cards for other people. So stay tuned, because we're going to be investing more money into these cards, and we're going to have, because Card Mechanic is going to do a giveaway on his end for cards that we buy, but we're also going to do a giveaway on our end for the cards that we buy, a part of this, because you can buy I think the way that it works is like, if you buy a half brick, then you get the half brick, and then he'll donate a half brick. So we're going to be doing that. So there's going to be a whole brick. Half of it's going to be given away on his channel. Half of it's going to be given away here. So stay tuned for that. I might reach out to him to let him know that we're going to be doing this. But for the most part, that is... David and I were just talking about the preliminaries for that. So stay tuned for that. And the next big giveaway for this channel, not not counting the Canis Lupus pay it forward, because I always like to pay it forward. If you ever find yourself, going to a drive-through or just doing whatever like that, and you're in a line, and you can and you're able, go ahead and pay for the person behind you, and see how long that line can get. I mean, obviously you might never know that how many other people got who paid for stuff, but it's just interesting to see. Anyway, now we're on to the big news about the giveaway, and then we'll wrap it up here. Is with a little bit of commentary. So we have started to build another half brick. So far, we've got the Rise playing cards that we have here, and then we have another deck of Canis Lupus that will be separate from the giveaway that we're doing with the pay it forward. So once we have 6 decks, which I have another one that's in transit now, I might be getting it tomorrow or Tuesday, so that'll go in here, and that'll be 3, and then we might take some suggestions from you guys. But once we get 6 of them, we're going to do another contest, and we're going to give away another 6 cards for that. So you have the opportunity to be a part of all of these fresh giveaways going into the midpoint of the year. These giveaways are going to be announced soon as far as the contest and stuff, but the card mechanic stuff might be happening sooner than the half brick, because the half brick is going to be part of our 4,000 subscriber celebration and part of our halfway through 2021 celebration, because right now we're on month number 4. That's April, so that means you only got May and June. So in June we'll be doing a halfway celebration, giving away a half brick, and between now and then we're going to be doing the pay it forward giveaway in conjunction with the Canis Lupus release, where we'll be giving away a half brick of that, as well as the half brick that Card Mechanic will be giving away. I don't know why I'm repeating myself. I hope you guys are looking forward to this stuff. I hope you guys are enjoying what we're doing on the channel. And as always, you can always comment down below if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Just let me know. And if there's anything that you want to see on the channel, let me know. If you have any questions, if you have anything, I'm just repeating myself again. But all that considered, I'm having such a great time putting all this stuff together for you guys. So. Remember, stay positive, stay active, and stay awesome. And we'll see you in the next one.